Good afternoon, everyone. The title of our discussion this afternoon is all about the good life. But first, let me present to you our learning outcomes. At the end of this chapter, the student should be able to explain the concept of good life as posited by Aristotle, define good life in their own words, and examine shared concerns that make up the good life to come up with innovative and creative solutions to contemporary issues guided by ethical standards. What is the role of science, technology, and society in attaining good life? Science and technology make life easier and more comfortable for humans. Science and technology enables us to save both money and time. Science and technology aid in the advancement of the field of education.
So let's proceed to Nicomachean ethics and modern concepts. Aristotle, an important ancient Greek philosopher whose work spans from natural philosophy to logic and political theory, attempting to explain what the good is. His definition may be useful in our pursuit of the truth. So, the activity of the soul in accordance with virtue. Aristotle also believed that good for humans is the maximum realization of what was unique to humans. The good for humans was to reason well. The task of reason was to teach humans how to act virtuously and exercise faculties in accordance with virtue. In Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle stated that all human activities aim at some good, every art and human inquiry, and similarly every action and pursuit is thought to aim at some good, and for this reason the good has been rightly declared as that at which all the things aim. So based on Nicomachean, all of actions or activities of human is aimed for the goodness. So that's why we are doing something good, because we are expecting for a positive outcomes. For example, we are studying hard because we want to achieve our dream job, and of course to make our parents proud and for everyone. So having a good life is we should always aim for the goodness for everyone. Another example is when we encounter arts na maganda yung pagkakakuha ng litrato or maganda yung pagkakagawa, so syempre always positive yung definition natin dito, or our perspective for this is always positive. So everyone is moving towards the good, thus completing one's studies, training for a sport or taking a race is a good, and the good is expressed and manifested in many various ways for different persons and circumstances. The good life, however, is more than these countless expressions of what is good. It is characterized by happiness that springs from living and doing well. So in Nicomachean Ethics 1.4, both the many and the cultivated call it happiness and suppose that living well and doing well are the same as being happy. So it stated that living well and doing well are seen as pathways to happiness. It implies that leading a fulfilling life and excelling in various aspects can contribute to a sense of joy and contentment. In a sense, the belief is that happiness is intertwined with living a meaningful life and achieving success in different areas. So the ancient Greeks called this concept of living well and doing well as eudaimonia. The word came from the Greek word eu meaning good and daimon meaning spirit. So taken together, it generally refers to the good life, which is marked by happiness and excellence. It is a flourishing life filled with meaningful endeavors that empower the human persons to be the best version of himself or herself. So if one student, then he or she acts to be the best version of a student by studying and fulfilling the demand of school. So if one is an athlete, then he or she strives to be the best version of an athlete by training hard, as well as joining and winning in sport competitions.
According to Aristotle, happiness is the ultimate end of human action. It is that which people pursue for its own sake. Happiness is the ultimate goal of human existence. Aristotle believed that happiness is a state of being that is achieved through the cultivation of virtues and the pursuit of noble goals. He believed that happiness is a skill that needs practice to master. Now, such a thing as happiness above all else is held to be for this we choose always for itself and never for the sake of something else. But honor, pleasure, reason, and every virtue we choose indeed for themselves. But we choose them also for the sake of the happiness, judging that by means of them we shall be happy. Experiencing happiness is very important for our emotional and physical health. A stronger sense of happiness and well-being has been shown to lead to better person, increased social connection and contribution to the lives of others, as well as contributing to healthier physical well-being. Happiness, in the other hand, no one chooses for anything other than itself. Aristotle defines happiness a good life. This happiness, however, is not the kind that comes from sensate pleasures. It is that which comes from living a life of virtue, a life of excellence, manifested from the person to the global scale.
According to Nicomachean Ethics 110, it is the activities that express virtue that control happiness, and the contrary activities that control its contrary.
For example, Tom and Lisa are neighbors in a small town. Tom volunteers regularly at the end of local shelter, where he cares for abandoned pets and helps find them new homes. Lisa, on the other hand, rarely engages in community activities and mostly keeps to herself. According to Aristotle, Nicomachean Ethics 110, Tom's action of volunteering and compassion expressed virtue by dedicating his time and effort to helping others. Tom not only contributed positively to his community, but also experienced a sense of fulfillment and happiness for making a meaningful impact in lives to those in need. In contrast, Lisa's lack of involvement in community activities represent the in contrary to virtue. Her isolation and minimal engagement may lead to feelings of disconnection and missed opportunities to experience the happiness that comes from contributing to the well-being of others. Aristotle's message is that engaging in virtuous activities such as volunteering and compassion leads to genuine happiness because they align with principle, kindness, generosity, and community involvement. These actions not only benefit others but also enrich the individual's own life by fostering a sense of purpose, fulfillment, and connectedness within their community. Virtue is essential for living a fulfilling life, enabling individuals to consistently practice goodness despite challenges. It represents excellence of character, development through habitual and disciplined actions rather than isolated deeds. Cultivating virtue requires ongoing effort and self-discipline, transforming occasional acts of goodness into a sustained commitment to ethical behavior. Ultimately, everyone possesses the potential for virtue, but must actively nurture its through consistent practice and self-discipline to achieve personal and moral excellence. According to Nicomachean Ethics 2:1, Virtue then being of two kinds, intellectual and moral intellectual virtue, and the main owes in its birth and growth to teaching, for which reason it requires experience and time, while moral virtue comes about the result of habit. The onward progress of science and technology is also the movement towards the good life. Science and technology are one of the highest expression of human faculties. They allow us to thrive and flourish in life if we desire it. Science and technology may also corrupt a person, but grounding oneself in virtue will help him or her steer clear on danger.
The onward progress of science and technology is also the movement towards the good life. Science and technology is one of the highest expression of human facilities. They allow us to thrive and flourish in life if we desire it. Aristotle's philosophy on living well revolves around striving for flourishing and happiness by pursuing real goods that cater to both physical and spiritual aspects of human existence. According to Aristotle, the central purpose of human life is to achieve happiness, which is considered the ultimate goal of all actions.